What if I told you the sleepless nights, tantrum marathons, sibling battles, and teenage silences, many of those parenting nightmares could have been avoided if you just had the right guide at the right time? Here is the twist. Those answers are already written down in books. Yet, most of us only hear about them after we have been through the chaos. When my first child was born as a new mom, I thought parenting was just feeding, bathing, and playing. But I quickly learned nothing prepares you for mental development leaps, emotional storms, or the subtle mistakes that shape a child's self-esteem. I made those discoveries the hard way, but you don't have to. In this video, I will share 9 parenting books from newborn vulnerability to teenage independence. Some offer immediate relief, some guide emotional connection, others help you understand your inner parenting patterns. Before we dive in, if you are new to this channel, I am Annapurni who loves to read books and loves to talk about books. In this channel, I will be posting videos related to books. Consider subscribing to my channel if you found it useful. And if you are planning to buy any of these books, I have provided all the book links in the description. You can check that as well. Alright, let's get into the video. Book number 1, The Wonder Weeks. When we are pregnant, we binge watch videos. What to pack in the hospital bag, what to buy for the baby, which feeding pillow, which diapers, which toys for development. We prepare and shop for everything. But once the baby is born, do we ever take time to understand the mental growth and developmental struggles they go through week by week? How often do we actually spend time learning how to understand a baby? We often think parenting means feed the baby, help them sleep and bath them and play with them. That's it, right? And of course, there are always people around who help with those tasks. But the real challenge begins after the baby is born. The baby cries constantly, breastfeeding is a struggle, and there is always someone telling us maybe the baby is hungry, maybe your milk isn't enough. Then come the sleepless nights, worried grandparents and anxious parents. And just when you think your baby has settled into a routine, one random morning they cry endlessly again, don't sleep well, won't eat properly, and cling to you all the time. Again comes more advice. Start solids now, your milk isn't enough. You can't help but question yourself. Am I doing something wrong? Is my baby okay? If you have experienced even one of these moments, you are not alone. But there is a solution. Understand your baby's mental growth cycles. That's what the book The Wonder Weeks is all about. It explains the mental development leaps babies go through during their first 20 months. During each leap, the baby's brain is rapidly changing. To them, it's like entering a brand new world, scary and unfamiliar. So they cry, stop eating properly, have sleep disruptions, and want their mom around all the time. But there's the good news. This discomfort only lasts a few days. Soon they adapt to their new skills and return to normal. Reading this book helped me realize most of the time my baby wasn't fussy because of milk issues. They were just going through a growth leap. I regret not reading this book when my kids were babies. You don't need to sit and read the whole book at once. Just mark the leap weeks on your calendar using your baby's due date and read the relevant chapter a few days before the leap starts. You will be mentally prepared for what's coming. If you know anyone who is pregnant or a new mom, please share this video with them. And next time, along with the sweets or toys, gift them the Wonder Weeks book. It will be one of the most valuable gifts. If you can't afford the whole book, no worries. At least subscribe to their free email newsletter or check their website. I will add the link in the description. Book number 2 to book number 5 grouped. The How to Talk series. Now let's talk about 4 books that are all part of the same family because they deal with one challenge. Why won't my child listen to me? After surviving the baby stage, you reach toddlerhood and feel like finally life's getting easier. And then comes the tantrums, the endless running, the power struggles. You say something, they do the opposite. When they start school, new issue arise. Homework refusal, ignoring chores, or disrespecting elders. Then they grow into teenagers and a new storm begins. Anxiety, silence, distance from parents. As parents, we constantly wonder, is my child drifting away from me? Each phase brings new challenges and we need different tools to handle them. That's where this How to Talk series helps. It teaches us how to talk so that kids actually listen and how to listen so kids open up to us. These are the books. Number 1, How to Talk so kids will listen and listen so kids will talk. Number 2, How to Talk so little kids will listen. Number 3, How to Talk so teens will listen and listen so teens will talk. Number 4, How to Talk when kids won't listen. Each book is full of real life examples, dialogues and practical strategies. For example, instead of saying stop crying right now, you acknowledge the emotion. Oh no, are you sad? Is it like a 10 out of 10 sadness or a 20 out of 10 sadness? This little validation helps children calm down faster. Okay, I have listed out 4 books together. Now let's see who should read which book. How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen is ideal for parents of toddlers and preschoolers under age 4. If your kids are between the ages 4 to 9, How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk will be good. The book How to Talk So Teens Will Listen and Listen So Teens Will Talk will be useful for parents of tweens and teens. If you are thinking, whatever I try, my kid is stubborn and is not at all responding to me, the book How to Talk When Kids Won't Listen will be good. All 4 books follow a similar format, but each is tailored to different age groups. I have used several of these tips in my own parenting and they really work. Book number 6, Siblings Without Rivalry. Now let's talk about siblings. If you have got more than one child, you have probably faced sibling rivalry. Older child feeling neglected, younger one always wanting what the elder has, constant fights and complaints. Even if your first child was easygoing, things change when the second baby arrived. This book, Siblings Without Rivalry, by the same authors of How to Talk books, is all about helping children resolve their conflicts and helping parents avoid favoritism or guilt. Trust me, it's a lifesaver if you are raising more than one child. Book number 7, 10 Most Common Mistakes Good Parents Make. Even when we love our children deeply and want the best for them, we still make mistakes, often unintentionally. This book talks about 10 common mistakes good parents make. Things we do thinking we are helpful, but which might negatively impact our children. It is equally important to avoid those mistakes along with doing good things for kids. To know about what are the mistakes and how to avoid them, 10 Most Common Mistakes Good Parents Make is a good book to read. Book number 8, Time to Parent. This book completely changed how I balance parenting and personal life. Modern life is chaotic. We are always busy, and when kids come along, there is no time for anything. If you spend more time with your kids, then you may neglect your health or work. If you focus more on work, guilt eats you alive. The book Time to Parent helped me escape this burnout. This book has 2 parts. First part is how to spend meaningful time with your children, and the second part is how to take care of yourself, which includes rest, fun, sleep, exercise. Because to raise a human being, you need to be a human being first. This book beautifully blends parenting, time management, and self-care. I highly recommend it for all parents. This is the one book that made me enter the world of books. Book number 9, The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read and Your Children Will Be Glad That You Did. This is a deep, reflective psychological book, not for instant parenting tips, but for inner transformation. We all carry childhood experiences. Maybe our parents were strict or made us feel small or didn't let us make mistakes. Without realizing, we carry these patterns into our own parenting. One example from the book is, a mother was overly protective of her child on the playground because she was scared of what if her kid got hurt. As a result, the child became fearful and hesitant. Years later, when she became a parent herself, she swung the other way, letting her child roam freely, not helping even asked. The child then felt unloved. Only when she reflected on her own upbringing, she understood her parenting choices and made changes. This book helps you break generational patterns and raise emotionally healthy kids. It is a must-read for anyone curious about child psychology and deeper parenting. 9 books, each targeting a life stage and challenge in parenting. Pick the book that fits your stage, read it, and you will see your parenting transform. Share this with any parents you know. They deserve the next generation to grow with less stress and more joy. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more book-related videos. See you in another video. Bye.